Personal accountability is one of the most powerful and essential tools that you will need in order to become a successful person. Because you can have dreams, you can have all the quote unquote motivation, you can have inspiration, but none of that even lasts. None of it truly changes your life unless you own your actions. When you walk out the door tomorrow, or you sit down to work, or you face your challenges, you are the one responsible, not fate or circumstances, and damn sure not other people. You. Motivation is like a spark. It can light a fire, but a spark alone doesn't burn for very long without fuel and structure. Many people think if they just feel it, if they just wait for the right mood, then they'll do the things that they need to do, the work. But that's backwards. Real achievement comes when you don't feel like you want to do it, when you do it anyways. You'll have days of doubt, of course. Everyone does. Days of fatigue, that's very real. Days when your mind whispers, no, not today. That's when accountability has to step in. There's no way to push those thoughts aside without you looking in the mirror and saying, I have to do this. And that's when you say, I'm not gonna wait for inspiration. I'll rise anyways. I'll show up anyways. Motivation is the invitation, but accountability is the backbone. Now you might ask yourself, what exactly is personal accountability? It's owning your results, the wins, but damn sure the failures, without blaming external factors. You need to take responsibility for your schedule, your priorities, and your consistency. When you fall short, you don't stew in excuses forever. Learn to adjust. You move forward in spite of those failures, but learn from those failures. Because every time you point the finger outward, oh, well, the economy's bad. My boss doesn't get me. Oh, I had a bad day. You give your power away. But when you look inside yourself, what could I have done differently? How can I adapt? You reclaim control and you gain the ability to learn from your mistakes. Accountability is not about self-flagellation or guilt. It's about clarity, discipline, and growth. And you might ask, why bother? Why is accountability so important? Well, here's the thing. Without it, you drift. You make excuses and you repeat the same mistakes. You settle for mediocrity. But with it, you're gonna sharpen your focus. You're gonna build your character and you're gonna trust yourself more. You transform small daily acts into massive achievements. Think of the person in your life who's reliable, that shows up and delivers. You trust them, don't you? And you respect them. Become that person, but to yourself. That's literally the foundation of greatness. If I were to give you practical actions you can take starting today to build accountability into your life, here's step 1. Set clear and measurable goals. Don't say I'll get better. Say I'll read 15 pages a day, or I'll run 3 miles a day, or 5 days a week. Number 2, track your progress. Whether it's using a journal or an app, we have technology nowadays, right? A calendar, whatever works for you, right? But don't let things slip without noticing. The third step is to declare your commitment to others. Tell a friend, a mentor, or your team. Making it public increases your accountability. The fourth step, schedule accountability check-ins. Weekly or daily reviews where you succeeded and where you failed and what to do next. The fifth step is to face your excuses head on. When you hear I'm too tired or I'm too busy, stop and ask yourself, can I find 10 minutes and can I shift my priorities? And the sixth step, be kind but be firm with yourself. You're going to stumble, of course, but don't give up because you fell. Dust yourself off and learn, and then continue. Accountability is not just about actions, it's about mindset. Some people walk through life thinking things just happen to people, that they're just reacting, floating or drifting. That's the victim mindset, and it's a trap. Accountability flips that. You start believing things happen because of you, that you're the cause, not just the effect, that you have agency, power, and direction. It doesn't mean that everything is your fault. Life throws curveballs at people, but instead of saying this ruined me, you say, how do I respond to this? How do I move from here? That mindset alone will separate those who wait for life to change from those who change their lives. Now, here's something people don't always realize. Accountability creates freedom. It's not change, it's not punishment, it's not pleasure, but it's liberation. When you take responsibility for your actions, your choices, and outcomes, you don't live in fear of the unknown. You stop outsourcing your future to other people. You stop being at the mercy of whether your mood is good or not, or anyone else's opinion for that matter. You realize I'm in charge of what happens next. And that's when you start walking lighter and working harder. You feel clearer because you now know it's on you. And that's exactly where it should be. And people talk about building a legacy, making an impact and being remembered, and leaving something behind. But here's the truth. Your legacy isn't built in one big moment. It's built in the quiet, in the daily, in the small choices that no one sees. Every time you hold yourself accountable, even when no one is watching, that's your character. You're building integrity. Show up early, stay late, go the extra mile. Every time you do the hard thing, it's because it's the right thing. You train your mind to believe that. And that's how you leave a legacy. What you do in private with no recognition and no spotlight is what determines what you do when the lights come on. Don't wait for someone to notice, and don't wait to be asked. You be the leader of your own life. Anyone can give a heroic effort for one day. Anyone can stay up all night once, chasing a goal once in a while. That's intensity, but that fades. The people who win show up every day, even when they're tired, even when they're not inspired, when no one's cheering. That's not luck, and it's not talent. It's discipline. Personal accountability means not chasing the high of an occasional effort, but building the low, steady drumbeat of consistent progress. Small actions repeated daily become unstoppable momentum. Now, here's the truth most people avoid. No one's coming to save you. Not your boss, not your parents, not your partner, and not some miracle for damn sure. If you're waiting for permission, waiting for someone to hand you motivation or pull you out of a slump, you better just stop. This is your life, your responsibility, and your move. Personal accountability is the decision to stop outsourcing your future and start building it with your own hands. You don't need more time. You don't need a better plan, and you don't need motivation. You need to just start. You need to own it. You need to decide that you're enough and then act like it. Now here we are. Those are 10 different parts and one message. Personal accountability is not a punishment. It's power. It's building the bridge between your current life and the one that you want. Because motivation will fade, conditions will change, and people let you down. But if you can hold yourself together and hold yourself accountable, there's nothing you can't build. Just act, adjust, persist, and own it. Be that person, be undeniable, and stay goated. Like and subscribe.